there is a silver lining. There are thousands and thousands, millions of people worldwide that are standing up to this nonsense right now. The draconian lockdowns, the way they have abused power, that Western democracies have become completely illiberal, has woken up the masses. And they make it very hard for us to see, right? Because CNN won't cover it and New York Times won't cover it, or at least they won't cover it in an honest way. But we've been talking about this Canadian trucker convoy for the last 2 weeks where thousands and thousands, if not at this point, millions of Canadians are standing up and saying no more of this bullshit, Trudeau. We want to go back to our lives. You don't own us. And Trudeau is just absolutely the worst. We'll get to him in a second. But the convoys have been going all throughout Canada. It's just been beautiful. Trudeau, of course, said it was because these people are transphobes, which would mean that a whole bunch of people got together and because of their irrational fear of trans people, they started protesting throughout Canada. But it's spreading, okay? It's spreading throughout the world. Here is Australia. Beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. And guess what? It's not going to be a super spreader event. And those people chose to go and they love their country. That's what they're actually applauding for right there. Absolutely beautiful, despite the insanity of what's going on over in Australia. But it's spreading throughout the world. Here's Paris, France. I have no doubt that those people are all over the political map. Some of them are more conservative, some of them are more liberal. These are people who just want to live freely. So we've got Canada, we've got Australia, we've got France, and this just in the last 2 or 3 hours from Jerusalem, Israel. Do you think that's because those crazy Jews have an irrational fear of trans people? Or maybe it's because their own government has forced them to be injected 4 times and 87 boosters and everything else. Now, before we get to the next portion of all of this, and then to my conclusion about what we're going to do with these people, just a bit more of what's going on in Canada right now. Freedom, 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 freedom. Do you guys see the through line here? At these protests, they have the flags of their nations because these people realize that the people are the rightful inheritors of the nations, not the politicians. So those are people with Canadian flags chanting freedom. What you saw a moment ago was good, decent Australians with Australian flags talking about how much they love their country. And we've shown you all the videos, how instead of burning down buildings and looting and everything else, which the mainstream media told us was okay all over the world during Black Lives Matter and all the rest of the nonsense of the last 2 years, do you think that maybe that was because they really wanted to just get rid of Trump and we haven't actually solved racism, but they don't need their foot soldiers out there anymore? So it's all stopped in the last year because they've got Biden as the president. You think maybe there's something there? Crazy, I know. These people are good people who love their country and just want to live freely. And they're not bigots and racists and everything else. And I will continue to stand with them.